Hey everybody, welcome to a Monday morning edition of Box Seats. Of course, you know what we do. We talk comedy, we talk sports. My name is Frank Holder. I'm here with two comics by the name of Talent and Fig. And you guys don't know, let me tell you, these guys have been around in the business for a very long time. Start with Def Comedy Jam. They've also been in films, they've been in television, they've been in commercials. They've been around in the business for a very long time. Now, that's out the way. Now, guys, first of all, how you guys doing this weekend? How you guys doing this weekend? How was the weekend?
I'm upset. I lost money.
Okay.
This is why I don't mess with Seattle, man. You know what I mean? I was looking great, Frank. I'm talking about I was gonna send y'all lunch, dinner. I was about to cake off. I'm good, feeling good going into 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I watched these dudes. They're like people. I used to manage a warehouse. They remind me of a couple of guys that had to fire. They ain't want to work. Long story short, Seattle does it to me every time. Once again, they can't even cover a measly spread of 7 points. I lose $1,000, Frank. That's how I feel. I don't know how Fig feel.
Fig, how you feel this morning?
Hey man, listen, I lost money too, but I lost my money because I bet on two Cleveland Ohio-based teams in the same week. And I just thought for sure that Cincinnati was going to be able to win. Not win, but at least get within 14 points. How you lose by over 2 touchdowns? You didn't even score. You didn't even score a touch. I'm like, you know what? Anyway.
Anyway, I hope you had a good weekend. Let's talk sports. Right? Let's talk sports. Last night, the Los Angeles Lakers won the championship, and we got a couple of headline stories first thing this morning. The Lakers won the championship, and the biggest news is Dak Prescott got injured, and I watched that game live, and it was like one of the most grossest things, like one of those gross injury things you see. We had. I want to talk about the Lakers, but since we having a guest come on, I want to put that conversation in shortly. But the first thing to me is we've been talking about Dak Prescott and throwing out all kinds of crazy things for the last couple of weeks. Hypotheticals, this might happen, that might happen, because Dak is playing on a tag. You know what I mean? He's franchised this year. He's playing for $31.4 million. When that injury happened, I don't know what you thought, Talent, but I'm going to throw the question to you. Do you think now that Dak is ever going to be a Cowboy again? Because I'll tell you this. I honestly think, without a shadow of a doubt, he's absolutely gone. That's what I think. I think he's gone, and I think he's gone because of he's not going to want to be franchise tagged again the following year. And then there are teams out there that are going to be like, listen, we'll offer you a long-term contract because we know what you are capable of being able to do. So I'm throwing the question to you, Towns. Do you think he's going to play for the Cowboys when he comes back from the injury, especially if Andy Dalton does? Because let's just say Andy Dalton's playing. And what happens if Andy Dalton and the Dallas Cowboys, they start winning?
Right. I mean, Frank, I'm with you. I don't think he's coming back there. But the bigger problem is, he's not going back there, but wherever he goes, that dollar has been diminished somewhat.
Yeah.
Everybody knows when you come off an injury like that. I mean, he had surgery the same night. That's how bad that was. Mm-hmm. But when you come off these injuries, your commanding price has dipped considerably. Mm-hmm. So that's why I said, I'm so mad at him or the agent, whoever made the decision to not get paid to force the issue a year ago. This is why. It's football, man. Any moment, at any play, any given time, it can happen. And it happened.
Okay. With that being said, Fig, I'm going to throw the question to you, and I'm going to just add a couple more things to what I said before I even open up to you. It said this morning that the agent was the one who was pressing for him to hold back and not sign it and see what they could get. And they didn't come out. They didn't agree to certain terms and everything else. So they settled for the franchise tag. With that being said, Fig, what's your thoughts?
I never thought that Dak Prescott was going to play when Jerry Jones and the Dallas organization decided not to pay him what it was that he was asking for in the first place. I know, I don't care what they say about the agent and stuff like that. I've had agents throughout my career, and at the bottom line, the agent works for me. I tell the agent what I want done, and the agent do what I ask them to do because they work for me. Mm-hmm. So Dak asked his agent to negotiate a certain amount of money for him and between him and Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones said no. And Dak said, you know what, then I'll take whatever the franchise is, and then I'm going to leave. That's the way I really believe that he fully intended to leave after this year, or if the Dallas Cowboys decide to franchise him. I thought whenever Dak Prescott got an opportunity to leave Dallas, I believed that he was going to leave.
See, I 100% disagree with you. I think Dak was happy
It's
in
okay.
Dallas. I think Dak was happy in Dallas. I think he was going to stay, but I think he was unhappy with the amount of money that was being offered. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. But he absolutely loved that. He said it with meaning several times that like I'm a stay. But anyway, let me ask you this question, and I'm gonna go to you, Talent. Being that Dak gets hurt, do you think the Cowboys are now going to galvanize and get behind it and start winning? Or do you think that the team is going to just implode even further now and go the opposite direction? What do you think is going to happen with the team chemistry and everything else with the Cowboys organization?
I think when people get hurt, no one kind of intentionally implodes or lose whatever. I think that for each man that goes down, there's a new one providing an opportunity. Mm-hmm. And I think that this is the number one position to have an opportunity as quarterback. So like you said, Dalton comes in, he's going to try to do his best to sustain a position or solidify a position. So I don't look for them to implode. I look for them at that position to flourish, or at least attempt to, going forward. Somebody's trying to beckon on their job now, because you got to realize, y'all ain't pay this guy. There's money out there.
Right. Fig, what's your thought process? Fig, you there? I can't hear you. What'd you say?
I said, you think they're going to implode? You think there's a possibility they implode? Implode from what? They're 2-4. How are you going to implode any further? I mean, they just barely beat the winless Giants yesterday. What do you mean implode? They have imploded. It's an implode type situation in Dallas. They've been imploding. It's an implode type situation. It's an implodable franchises.
Well,
8-8, that's their record for the last 20 some odd years. 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8. 8-8. They've been 8-8 since the last guy that was good wore number 88. How are you going to implode?
Well, do you think it's going to make the team get better? I guess the question is,
listen, let me tell you this. The defense is still a defense, and we don't know what the offense is going to be without Dak Prescott.
Well, the word of the day,
still a defense.
The word of the day got to be implode, huh? Implode?
The thing is that Dallas wasn't winning with Dak Prescott. It wasn't because of the offense. Mm-hmm. I mean, the offense was playing really good. The problem in Dallas was the defense. They let other teams score 100 points. They let them score like they were a basketball team. Mm-hmm. And that was the problem in Dallas. Their defense was suspect. I don't see the defense getting any better.
Good point. Let me ask you this. Let's say Dallas, let's use another hypothetical because you know I like throwing them out there. Let's say Dallas separates from Dak Prescott. Which team do you guys see him being able to go to and turn that franchise around? I'm going to throw my thought process out there right now. Let's just say the Giants get Trevor, what the guy's name is, Trevor Lawrence. Let's say the Giants get Trevor Lawrence, or whoever, or the Jets probably, because the Jets haven't won anything. Let's say the Jets get Trevor Lawrence. So you know Dak's not going to go there. And you know Dak, because you have to go to a team that has the money that's able to do something. But that means that the team he goes to has to get rid of their big-time quarterback that they already have, you know? So I'm going to throw this out there. I see it being the Colts, because the Colts are going to get rid of Phillip Rivers, because Phillip Rivers is stinking up the place. They will have the money to get rid of him because, you know, once they alleviate his contract, you know, whether they cut him, however they do it, he'll be gone. I see him going to the Colts because basically the Colts have a team that's somewhat put together already. Their defense isn't that bad. They got their offensive line is not bad at all, and you know, it makes perfect sense. And then here's the other thing. He might want to just say, you know what, let me go to the AFC because I'm tired of being in the NFC. I might be able to win further, go along further in the AFC because it's not as tough as the NFC. Maybe that's the thought. But I don't know, Talent, what team can you see him going to that he could make a big difference if he doesn't go back to Dallas?
Well, I see New York. I say the Jets or the Giants. And the reason I say that is you got to realize anybody who leaves a team, Dallas is a high-profile team. That's why they call it America's team. High profile. The Colts, not so much. The most we talked about the Colts is when Peyton Manning was there. That's it. You know, Johnny United. You got to go way back before Peyton to have a conversation about the Colts. A guy that young, of his age, that's playing the game, they're very influential with leaving a high-profile place, being reset up in another high-profile place. You can't do more endorsement and make more money being high-profile than New York City. So whether you're Jets or Giants, that puts you in that market. I see you going to that market because he strikes me as a guy that believes in himself, and people at that position that believe in themselves believe they could turn the franchise around. So I say Jets or Giants.
Okay. Vic, I'm throwing it out there with you.
Man, I was thinking, in the fact that you said Peyton Manning, I was thinking, Denver needs a quarterback. And
that's a great spot.
John Elway seemed to
Denver has a great defense.
To put a team together, and he seemed like he would pull the trigger on something like that if Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboy franchise is dumb enough to let that guy go. I think that John Elway could pull the trigger someplace else. The team that lost me money, Cincinnati. Cincinnati needs a quarterback, man, bad. You know what I mean?
But they just drafted Joe Burrow, so they're not going to do that. They wouldn't do that with him. But
yeah,
your perfect spot though right now, your perfect pick right now is Denver, because that makes a lot of sense, because Von Miller got injured this season. He's coming back next season. Their defense is already good. They'll come back and even be better, and their offensive line is great. So yeah, I can see that.
The reason why I didn't pick the Jets and the Giants, because I know they're horrible, but I don't think in New York with the Jets and the Giants, I don't think the quarterback is the problem. Like, I like the quarterback for the Jets, like even better than the Giants. But that dude balled out yesterday. You know what I mean? They were 3 points away from beating the Dallas Cowboys. Those two quarterbacks are pretty decent. You know what I mean? It's like
it's not the problem.
The Jets and the Giants that say, "Dad, if they had a quarterback."
Yeah, but y'all forget, you're losing it because you're thinking too technical. Let me explain something to you about New York teams. I don't care what the sport. We love flashy things. So Dak has that oomph on his name in the league that when you bring in a flashy thing, look at the Knicks, look at the Yankees. We bring in flashy things to show, because we are all about base. We constantly selling out base. We're looking to sell. And players, which makes all the sense in the world, are looking to be in this market because they're looking to maximize their potential. You know, it's a game, but it's a business.
I mean, what you said makes absolute sense. I'm not disagreeing with you on that, but again, what Fig said makes more sense because of the simple fact being Denver is already all the pieces, and he would be a much better fit there, and they got all the pieces. But Giants or the Jets, they don't need a quarterback. I mean,
if you think in straight football, you are correct. Apparently, people, we are not thinking straight football. The reason Dak didn't get his contract because they're doing business. They took a hell of a gamble doing business. So that lets you know one thing about the whole Dak Prescott camp. They about that money. Yeah, because they could have easily took the chunk offered and kept it moving.
Yeah,
they're about that money. They took a hell of a the biggest bet you always got to take in your life is on oneself, especially in sports and entertainment. They took that gamble. Last night turned into a disaster at the very end. Because think about it, this is a franchise year. This is the very end. So you're at the end of that gamble. If you make it through this year, you're at the end of your gamble. But here we are, week 5? Boom.
Yeah, you're right. All right, I want to move the conversation along. We could talk about what you want to add to that?
I was about to say, and the thing about the money thing is, I think they're going to renegotiate their contract, that TV money again with the NFL. So that salary cap may even drop, and it might not be a lot of money to go around.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Just a thought.
Absolutely right. I want to move on and talk about the NBA because of the simple fact being, the Lakers won the championship last night. Since we were on the air, there was a game 5 to be played and a game 6 to be played. Since we were on the air, that Lakers that night, they lost. And of course they won the championship, last night. Friday night's game had a lot of people talking and a lot of people upset who were in Laker Nation. I'm going to throw this question to you, Talent, because, it was a topic between Friday to Sunday. Danny Green hit. Danny Green got the ball passed to him with a wide open shot. LeBron came down. You saw the play. LeBron came down on the perimeter. He came down to the basket. 4 people came up to stick him. He passed the ball. And then everybody, conversation was like, oh, my God, he's supposed to be so great. Like Jordan, he should have took the shot. Now, to me, he made the most logical sense with passing the ball to a wide open 3-point specialist who missed the shot. When you saw that, what was your thought thinking? What was your thought process on that entire play and the Lakers losing that night?
Well, here's the thing. All things are relative in basketball, all plays. So I thought it was the wrong play to kick it out. Even though you got a wide open 3-point shot, it's still a lower percentage shot no matter who's shooting it, first of all. Second of all, the high percentage is what you were doing. You were driving to the basket. 2 plays before that, you just did that consecutively and got the point and the end one and the foul. Now, everything is relative. That same play, Frank, in the third quarter, you would be right. Double team comes, kick it out, wide open 3. But not for the game-winning shot. Not for the shot that's going to close the game. You're only down 1. Worst case scenario, you'll foul me and I got to get it from the line. But either way, I get to stop the bleeding in this game and possibly end it. Because if I hit that, it's a few ticks on the clock. I just got to play a D. They got to do a Hail Mary or try to hit a 2 or 3 to win. But in that time, that same play, 3 quarters before that would be the right thing to do what he did. But in the essence of the time it happened, being that last shot, absolutely wrong play. You don't turn down high percentage with your ass on the line. You're down 1. You're not up. You're down. You're down the amount of seconds left on the clock. You don't give up the highest percentage to go to the lower percentage.
Well,
that don't make sense.
This is a thing that the debate that could go on for years and years, right, Fig? This debate could go on for years and years because Jordan had passed the ball to plenty of times to wide open Steve Kerr, John Paxson, who hit big game winning shots and closed out some series with the same exact play. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But Fig, what's your thought when you saw that play happening as it was developing and LeBron's driving down to the hole and 4 people converge and he passed it out to Danny Green? Did you think that was the right play to make, or what you thought process, or should he have shot the shot?
I don't know. I mean, look. There's not. I don't care how many players converged on LeBron James. Not one of them had the ability to stop LeBron James from making that layup. I mean, they just happened to be standing around at the time when he hit it. It could have been. They just would have been part of the poster, as far as I'm concerned. But if you're talking about the basketball play, I guess the correct basketball play is to hit the open man. Danny Green is not a bad dude to pass the ball to hit an open 3. You know what I mean? He's done that and has the reputation from hitting 3-pointers. You know what I mean? That's his call to fame. But the thing is where he passed Danny Green the ball. He passed Danny Green the ball at the top. Danny Green is good from hitting those 3-pointers
on the side,
by the baseline on the side.
Yeah,
not from where he took it. So I mean, your personnel. You know what I mean? What they do, when they do it, and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not saying that Danny Green can't hit that shot, but it's the furthest 3-pointer to hit on the court. If he would have hit it, if he would have threw it to him in the corner and he missed the shot, then it'd be like, you know what? That was all Danny Green.
You know something too?
Where he missed it from?
You know something too? You know what nobody's talking about is the Morris brother got the ball rebounded to him. He was closer. He was below the half point, the free throw strike, and then he tried to pass to AD when he had a wide open shot too. But nobody's talking about that part. I mean, that completely went right by everybody. And
he's not LeBron James.
But that's true too. But Danny Green is getting death threats. Well, he got death threats from Friday night to Sunday morning. He got death threats from his fiance and all that. I was just like,
he got death threats.
He'll be okay.
He got death.
Let me tell you something. As soon as he got the death threat, then we had last night.
Yeah, right.
Them death threats work.
The question is you. Should not have Morris had taken that shot too?
No, I think he did. He did what I just said. He went for the highest percentage at the end of the game. So his pass made sense because I'm out here as a guy right underneath the basket.
Yeah,
Problem is, he wasn't ready for the pass.
Yeah,
so
but
it went out of bounds.
But the guy under the basket was looking up at what
That's what I'm saying.
He did just like
that's what I'm saying.
Thinking
yeah,
he was
that's what I'm saying. But I mean, his idea was correct. It's a numbers game. When you absolutely positively need the bucket, you go with the high. Dude, I shouldn't have to tell you this. Look at the third and fourth quarter, how LeBron played. He was taking it to their ass in the rack.
Yeah, he was. And the fourth quarter. And the fourth quarter,
man. And then you wait till it counts the most and say, no, thank you.
Okay, I see that. Big. What you think you agree with what he said too? Because Morris is not even getting anything. Nobody said nothing to Morris about Morris. Nobody said nothing. Like he went, and Morris is passing the ball.
First off, the Morris brothers is not the dudes that you want to threaten. Those are the kind of dudes you threaten and they show up at your house and be like, what was you saying on social media? You ain't threatening those dudes. Danny Green, he look like, hey, you got a better chance of threatening Danny Green than you would have threatened Marquise Morris.
You're wild. You're wild.
It's like, who you going to threaten? Danny Green or Marquise Morris? If you had your chance, it's like, you got one fight that you want to have to save your life. You want Danny Green or Marquise Morris? You understand what I'm saying? So, look, even the craziest fan that is dumb enough to threaten an NBA player just for missing a shot, something that they do all the time, this is insane. But they're smart enough to know who not to threaten. Yeah, how about that? You know what I mean? In one sense, you really crazy, but on the other hand, you got your wits about you. You're like, yeah, I ain't threatening that dude because
you know the death threats, they were soft and they wasn't real anyway because they threatened the fiance. That's when I knew you was bullshit. You know what I mean? Like when you call the girl, she ain't even on the court. When you call the girl.
Well, let me ask you guys this too. Here's the thing: from Friday night to Sunday, Jimmy Butler was the darling of the league. I think out of the whole bubble and everything else, Jimmy Butler came out and became America's superstar. People in America weren't even focusing on that dude. I don't think people in America even paid attention to him. But at Friday night, Saturday morning, tell me he was the most beloved player in the NBA, especially
absolutely.
After Friday night's game.
Yeah, remember I said that, Frank, before Game 5. I said, Game 5 is going to tell me whether Jimmy's still my good player or my super all-star big-time player. And he proved that he deserves to be in that big-time realm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he came out.
What do you think about Jimmy Butler, Fig? What's your thoughts?
Man, listen, Jimmy Butler to me has always had the heart and the drive of a killer. Does he have those skills as a perennial all-star? Not really. He like, when you think of those dudes who we call superstars, those guys have an inside, an outside, and a mid-range game. Jimmy Butler really doesn't have those weapons, you know what I mean, on the court. Like, he's not really a big-time three-point shooter. Like, he don't even really shoot the three-pointer. He drives to the hole. He got a little mid-range game, stuff like that. He plays hella defense. He's a dog. You know what I mean? He's that dog. You know what I mean? If this is a guy that I want on my team, you know what I mean, all day. You want that type of mentality on your team. Let me tell you the mentality you want on your team. You want Jimmy Butler. You want a Russell Westbrook, Rajon Rondo. You understand? Like, these dudes don't have super skills, but man, when it comes to being that monster, that dog, that lockdown defense player, they like a throwback to some of the old school players. Like, one of my favorites is Gary Payton, the glove. You know what I mean? Those dudes they gonna bring it every day. Charles Oakley, they gonna bring it every day. They gonna bring their lunch bucket. You know what I mean? They hard hat, and they gonna bring it every single day.
Well, I would say this. I don't think Miami's even in the finals without Jimmy Butler. I think he raised his stock, ridiculously. Definitely. Yeah, he raised his stock. So I everything you said, I can't disagree with the reasoning you said it, but I will say I think he could be considered an all-star. Like, he doesn't have the all-star, resume, like how you said you got to have all the great, but dude, the will and the way he made that whole team function. You put that one player on a couple of other teams, he could get them to the finals too. Miami is not there without Jimmy Butler.
Don't get me wrong. I say he's a star. You know what I mean? he just don't seem to be that superstar. Like I put superstar. Give me get a place of superstar status. I get a Kevin Durant, a LeBron James, of course, AD, Kyrie Irving, a Steph Curry. You know what I mean? These dudes they have certain skill sets. But as far as being a leader and a type of dude to galvanize his team around him and then get them to play hard, oh, I give that to Jimmy Butler 100,000%. No, hands down. No question about it.
So, Talent, the question for you is, do you think Miami will be back there next year, knowing what you know now, because of the fact that all these free agents being available, now Miami's now a desirable location to go to because, hey, it's Miami. It's Pat Riley. You know what I mean? You know, like, do you see them coming back and being back again in the finals next year? And I'll be the first one to tell you, as a diehard Celtics fan, if the Celtics don't make some changes and the Bucks don't make some changes and the Sixers don't make some changes, I'll be the first one to tell you that if those people don't make some drastic changes, the Miami Heat will be back in. And I think they could even win the championship if they make maybe 2 or 3 changes. You know what I mean? You make 2 or 3 small changes, they're in the championship, and they could actually win with the way that they're being coached. Not talking about talent and everything, but the way they're being coached. It wouldn't surprise me seeing if they won the championship next year.
I think they're going to be obviously a contender. Nobody gets that far and come back the next year, and you can't give them that at least. They're going to be in a top 5 contender coming out that East, but I also know that the East is going to have some sort of shaking up in this offseason. So I expect some shaking up, and I expect the return of the Kyries and the KDs and all these injured personnel. So I think there will be a contender in that top 4 or 5 bracket, but I think it's going to be hell and high water to get back to that chip because you ain't the only one hungry now. And see, here's the thing about Cinderella. It's easy. Cinderella teams, it's easy to be at one time. Once I see you do it, and now I got to go against you again. That's why I said, what did I say? If you look at how these games played out, LeBron did exactly what I told you he was good at. I told you he was the best homework checker in the game. And every time he lost, he came back, adjusted, and won. Last night was atrocious. But he does the homework after a loss, and he comes back, adjusts, and win. He's the best at that. So look at the league, especially the Eastern Conference, to do that overall in between seasons. Look for them to go, damn, because there was a lot of surprises. Same thing on the West. The West is going to be looking at Denver side-eye. That's how the East is going to be looking at Miami. Side-eye.
Perfect point. Because now teams will be prepared for you because they already know, oh, you snuck and gave me an uppercut, and I wasn't prepared. Now, and in all fairness, I think Milwaukee looked past Miami. I don't even think Milwaukee was even paying attention to them, and they faced them.
But it's called the Clipper syndrome.
Yeah,
they had the Clipper syndrome. The Clippers did the same thing. They looked past everybody. We're gonna be in the final. We're gonna play the Lakers. Then we're gonna go to the final. And you got your ass kicked along the way, sir.
Yeah,
sir. Somebody had to do this, sir. They kicking your ass now, though. You might not make it over there because you're getting your ass kicked now.
And they ultimately didn't. Fake, what's your thought? What's your thought?
And man, listen. First off, it's hard for me. Look, first off, the Sixers already made a change. They hired Doc Rivers, and I think that even the Sixers stand pat with the talent that they have, they're going to look totally different next year because they got a different coach. They got a different coach with a different mentality that drives his team to do things differently. So number one, Sixers already made a chance. Number two, the thing that we definitely not talking about is those dudes in Brooklyn. You understand what I'm saying? You still got Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant added to a team that already made the playoffs. You understand? And those dudes right there, good Lord. Like, that is a lot to deal with. Kyrie and Kevin Durant on the same team. And what is Miami going to do? They better do something drastic to beat those dudes. I don't see nobody being able to just dominate over those dudes. The Celtics look good. They need a big man. The Celtics need a big man. And as far as Milwaukee, I think as soon as you get to the playoffs, everybody figured out. They already figured out how to beat Giannis. And if they don't make some changes, they're not going nowhere with just Giannis as that dude because they build a wall. He don't have a outside shot. He don't have a 15-footer. He don't have a 3-pointer that he hits on a consistent basis. If you can stop him from getting to the basket, you beat Milwaukee every time. It's 2 years in a row they tried to do the same thing, and it has not worked. And this is another Figueroa moment. I really think Giannis is going to end up on the West Coast with Golden State. I really believe that. I'm just like, yo, you know what? The writing is on the wall. He's the perfect player for that team. That's just what they need right now.
He just touched his glasses. He really mean that when he do this right here.
Yeah. I believe he's gonna be there. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying.
I think he's going. I think he's going there too. I think he's going. I mean, he's going to get frustrated this last year, and after that, I think he's out. I think it might take a year or two. But let's talk about the NBA championship, winning the NBA championship. Because after thinking about it last night, I'm watching the bubble pop and everything else. No one really talked about the mentality it took, the mental issues it took to be able to win a championship. So I saw Magic interview this morning, and he said the things he said. But I will have to agree with a lot of people when they say this one thing. That was one of the most difficult championships to win ever because of the mentality issues they had to deal with being in the bubble. And people, we're outside the bubble. We don't understand what they had to deal with. You know what I mean? But from looking at it from inside in, from outside in, it literally looked no big deal. But being from inside, looking from inside out, and what the players were talking about, and just what they said.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. They kiss my ass with that. Let me tell you something. From one traveler to the rest of the world that travels, lock me in a 5-star bubble for 3 months. Lock my ass up with first class everything. Chefs, catering, traveling barbershops. The top of line of everything that I want. Oh, and fly my family in if I want. The hell out of here.
Okay, so you make sense from you, but if you're living a life like that, where you go on top shelf everything everywhere else you go, and you go to the hotel, that's a downgrade. That's a huge downgrade.
Not if you own the damn hotel. Where they stayed at, we all know for a fact they own, like it was all about them. It wasn't that they were checking in and out of Motel 6s. No disrespect to the people who own that franchise, but they're not checking in and out of things and wondering about amenities. I just traveled last week. Let me tell you something. With COVID, bro, everything's Motel 6. You can check in the Renaissance right now. It's going to be like a Motel 6 with a limited amount of amenities and things you can do. These brothers, they were taken care of. I don't want to hear that mental crap, because the ones with families also had the option of having your family with you. If you needed that to mentally feel a certain way, options out the ass. This is why I got a problem with couple of these people that every time you see them turn around and make a shot and call a timeout, some people got a phrase on the back, say her name, police brutality, justice, whatever, and then some people don't. When I heard these people excuses why they don't, I said it didn't make any sense. You know why? Because it wasn't taking the place of your name. Your name was still on the jersey. So I'm tired of the whining about, this was mentally a beast for me. I had to elevate to this level. I had to do this. No, it ain't. You get paid to do one thing. Basketball. You're good at it. That's why you're in this league. Secondly, I'm going to make you as comfortable as possible while you do the work. Tell that to anybody else with a different job.
Okay,
you're also trying to make nothing comfortable for you.
You disagree with the whole? Okay, I get that. You disagree
the
with
mental thing. Yeah, the giving credit, because this one was harder because my mental.
I think it could. I really think it could have been. But Fig, what you think?
As he rolls over his 5-star.
I'm no multi-millionaire. You understand what I'm saying? But I stayed on Disney property, and I had a nice little villa, stayed out there for over a week and stuff. It was really nice. It was really nice. It was lovely. I had all the amenities that I needed. And it wasn't I didn't have a barber, no personal barber. There was no 5-star chef. You know what I mean? We had to catch a bus on a schedule to go to the places we wanted to go to, whatever, stuff like that. I had my family with me. Granted, I had my family with me. But it was kind of nice. You know I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I'm like, what do you want from me? I'm just like, it wasn't these guys. They talk about being on Disney property like they was at Rikers. You know what I mean? It wasn't Rikers Island, for God's sake. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Nobody locked them in a cell and let them out to play games, and then when the game was over, they had to go back to their cell. Nobody was trying to shank them. Nobody was trying to take their manhood. What kind of, you know what, man? And it goes back to something that somebody said. Yo, man, today's athlete, man, they need to do straight Cottonelle commercials because they soft.
That being said, it's time for Mr. Rodney Perry coming in with our segment that we call I Disagree. So, Rodney Perry, it's on you. You agree, disagree, or whatever we say. It's on
man,
you.
my job has never been so easy. I wanna open up my segment today. I disagree with apology. We had a long night, me and the guys, and a lot of champagne, a lot of celebrating, and talked to my man LBJ, and he's like, "Yo, man, I'm just trying to get their respect, bro. I'm not even saying that dude's name no more. You know, he told me that. Yes, old boy was good. That's what he told me. He said, old boy was good. But this not his era. Old boy was good, but this not his era. That's what he told me. And I don't even know who he was talking about, but I just said I would relay that to the guys at Box Seat. Let's get into it. Let's work our way backwards. Let's talk about the club med that is the bubble. Okay. All that is true that y'all said, Talent and Fig, if you there by yourself. But you're not. You there with 900 people. So guess what? Ain't no first class chef. They in the cafeteria. They're in the cafeteria. They going down, they got tray. Hey man, let me get some mashed potatoes. Ain't no more green beans. It's still green beans, no matter who cooked it.
He said it's still green beans.
They was in the bubble. Was it a mental challenge? I'm sure it was. But there are other challenges. You know, that's the fact that cats that wasn't really that great rose to the occasion because they had no fans in their ass every night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you got guys that wasn't even supposed to be nice, that was nice, aka Denver. You got, you know, don't get me started on the Clippers. Clippers was supposed to be the best team in the bubble, but they had what they call a mental breakdown. How about this? They was already mentally unfit. You know, you don't just magically have a mental breakdown. You already is a little wishy-washy. And the NFL know that they got psychological profiles. How about we get to this, people? How about we get into the fact that the NBA, and I'm gonna say it, the NBA, I like LeBron. I'm a fan. I've watched this even with Michael Jordan over the years. The NBA tampers with these games, man. You can't tell me you got a team you can barely beat game 5 and you stick your whole foot in their ass game 6. You are literally knee deep in their ass game 6.
Yeah. I used to say
Jimmy Butler, a 40-point triple-double. He can barely score in game 6. Are you serious? Is it homework talent or is the league fucking with these guys? Come on. You got guys that got all the calls one game, get no calls the next game? I'm a firm believer, man. I've been saying this for years. I didn't just start saying this.
Me too.
Giannis to Golden State. Fig, shut your pie hole. Who leave Golden State, Fig? Who leave? Exactly.
They got a bunch of dudes over there, man. They got Kevon Looney. They got the second pick in the draft.
What?
Kevon Looney.
Who? For Giannis?
Giannis
move
leaving
on.
anyway.
Let's move on. We got all day. Jimmy Butler, superstar. Jimmy Butler is a star. He has arrived on the main stage, but he is not a superstar. He is not a superstar. He has arrived, and I think what you were saying, Fig, is not off base, man. You know, he don't have the necessary skill set of a superstar, but he got the grown man of a superstar.
Yes, sir.
That thing that motivates people. Look, you couldn't go to Jimmy Butler and ask him for 40 points every night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Miami Heat showed up that you could still win as a team.
Yeah.
You can still win as a team. Tyler Hero made his mistake when he did a little smirk.
That was it for him.
They slapped his beak. They slapped his beak so hard last night it went around his head like Daffy Duck. Pow! All right. The question is, did LeBron make the wrong play? Game 5, right? Well, we all know he didn't. LeBron made the best, absolute best basketball play. You go into the point, you go into the hole, you're LeBron James, 4 guys collapse, 5 guys collapse, really. 5 guys collapse. You hit the open guy. Could he have hit him with a better pass? Absolutely. I mean, do you not pass it to him because he not in the corner? Whose logic is that? My bad, Fig. You give it to the guy because he's wide the freak open. And he's Danny Green. Now, should Danny Green have took that pass and hit KCP in the corner? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But let's forget that. Danny Green missed a shot. Your boy, the thug, gets the rebound. Somebody said, why would he not shoot it? Because he's not supposed to. They done told him. They told him before they got in the bubble, if it come down to it, your ass pass. And who did he pass to? The arguably the best player in these finals, AD. What did AD fail at? Getting position. Bam Adebayo pushed AD to the damn bench. That's why he missed the pass. Oh, whoa. LeBron said in his speech, man, he just wanted his respect. My good friend Fig said, oh, now he want to be Aretha Franklin. That might be the best line I heard all weekend. But in the words of Aretha, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Respect this man. LeBron James is the best of our time. We won't respect this dude till he gone. I'm telling y'all, we had this dude. He came in the league as a teenager.
Yeah.
Let's even say this. He's matured in front of our face. Like, you guys are not giving him credit. Y'all still penalize him for mistakes he made as a younger man. LeBron did not have no daddy. Let's get into it. Any guy that don't have a daddy have problems figuring stuff out. LeBron, if he had a daddy, maybe he don't make the decision in public. Your daddy go, well, what you gonna do? Oh no, don't do that. That's what daddies do. LeBron didn't have that. I'm not making no excuses for the man, but he has matured.
Mm-hmm.
He has matured. He has gotten better over time. And now we're talking about a guy that's been injured one time, takes immaculate care of his body. He has gotten to the finals 10 separate times. That counts for something. You can't allude.
Word of the day.
You can't imply that
Another
LeBron is a bum.
Mm-hmm.
No, never.
Some of my friends do. try to. So,
All right, we get ready.
I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up, Frank.
All right.
Dak Prescott. I don't know if it's his agent. I don't know if it's Jerry Jones, but he is Fucked.
Yeah.
He is never gonna get money.
Not like that. Not like he was gonna. I have to agree.
He's never gonna. But what he don't have to worry about is Andy Dalton. I wish I would. He could break both his legs, and Andy Dalton still he ain't got to worry about his job. Not Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton already failed at the NBA. He already do we not? Well, who you bet on last weekend, Fig? Cincinnati? Ain't that where Andy Dalton used to live?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not worried about Andy Dalton. And here, Ginger. Ginger's have, he redhead. Don't worry about it.
All right.
I'm out.
Stack has joined us with don't go nowhere, right? Stack has joined us with Check the Facts with Stack. So what we get right, what we get wrong?
Y'all got it right today, except for not talking about the finals MVP, and whether LeBron or AD deserved it. But other than that, I mean,
that's because it wasn't no question.
Okay.
Actually,
AD should have got it.
Actually, Stack, I was going to ask everybody that exact question after you gave your thing.
Look at that. See, that perfect segue. You see that perfect segue.
I was going to go. Well, I'll start with you, Stack. Do you agree? I'll throw it out there right now. I disagree with Rodney. I think AD should have got it's a great argument to say LeBron should have got that MVP. But if AD did not play in any one of those games, let's say he got injured when he got injured. Let's just say he's taken out. AD changed the way of the entire game. The entire offense is going through LeBron. LeBron's handling everything. But AD is that piece that made the Lakers win those games. Matter of fact, the Lakers jumped out to 15 points off the top because of AD. Like, his defense, everything else. If he's not there, the Lakers don't win. So my thing is, I would not have been mad if AD had got the MVP. I wouldn't have been mad. You know what I mean? But what you think, Zach? Who you got for the MVP? The whole series.
Oh, I got LeBron. I got LeBron. I just knew you was gonna say something stupid like that. So I just figured because look at
I'm definitely gonna.
look,
Frank, I'm with you, Frank. I got it.
It ain't stupid. It ain't stupid.
LeBron makes teams better. He takes teams to the finals. AD already showed us what he's made of. He gonna stuff the stat sheet, but he ain't gonna get you. He ain't even gonna get you to the finals.
Okay, then here's the thing. Then maybe they should have had at least a co-MVP because the Lakers do not win without AD. The Lakers
AD don't win without LeBron.
They don't even get to the finals.
AD don't win shit without LeBron.
Can I make 3 points here? I just want to
Please.
make
You can make 4. Go.
3 points. One, last year, the Lakers with no AD, they don't make the playoffs.
Bam.
Number one.
Go ahead.
That's a horrible point. LeBron was injured. Go.
Number two, the game that AD was in trouble, in foul trouble, and sat most of the time on the bench and didn't get an opportunity to play. The Lakers lost.
Bam.
Number three, the game when AD injured himself and he couldn't play at 100% of his capacity.
Was Friday.
The Lakers lost.
It was Friday.
If
Bam.
AD doesn't play well, the Lakers lose.
Bam.
That's why he should,
Great
at
point.
the very least, been a co-MVP.
That's what we call
mic drop.
That's what we call false equivalency. Okay, the game broke down in the end, Game 5. Okay, and let's just be honest. If LeBron wasn't on the team, they wouldn't have made the finals. Just like last season, when LeBron didn't play because he was hurt, they didn't make the playoffs. You can have all the AD.
He came back.
You can put a team around him all you want. He ain't going nowhere without LeBron.
He came back.
Here goes, guys. An eloquent point, Figment Freud. An eloquent point.
I like this point. That made perfect.
An eloquent point.
Right.
And even more eloquent, Frank, you agreeing with him.
I agree with him.
But here's why it's stupid. Because what you're saying is that when you needed AD the most, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
When you needed him the most, the games you lost, he wasn't there.
Wasn't there.
For surely because of that, he was in foul trouble. He wasn't there.
Wasn't there?
He was injured. He wasn't there. Taking care of your body is part of your job.
That's your job.
Who was there?
I think they need to make
wonder.
those 3
What
points.
did LeBron say? He said
LeBron James.
I think he needs to make those 3 points again. He wasn't there because he got injured. That could have happened to anybody, and he got in foul trouble. That wasn't his fault.
What
Foul
did LeBron
trouble.
say? What did LeBron say when he accepted the trophy? He said, "I'm always available for my team. I've never missed a play."
He wasn't available last year when AD wasn't there. He wasn't available last
Fig,
year.
you're wrong. You can yell. You can yell, Fig.
He wasn't
but you're still
available
wrong.
last year.
Both you know where my glasses at?
Drop the mic.
They obviously don't listen to nobody. They don't have glasses.
Was
Drop
he
the
there
mic.
last year?
Fig, drop the mic. Drop the mic, Fig. Drop the mic,
No,
Fig.
no,
Woo!
no,
Drop
no,
the
no,
mic, Fig.
no.
Yes.
LeBron's been injured once in his career.
In his
One
career.
time in his whole career.
In 17 years.
In 17 years.
17
Hey,
years.
how many championships do AD got?
Hold
AD got
hold
more
on.
injuries.
AD has
Hold
opportunity.
on.
Hold on, let me finish. I'll let you finish. AD has had opportunities
Hold
to
up.
win. So if he was that dope by himself, he would
Yep.
already have won.
And he got more injuries than LeBron got years in the league.
Now, should
You're right.
LeBron
You're
have said,
absolutely
you know
right.
what? LeBron should have been like, I share this trophy with my brother. That would have been a great gesture.
Hold
That would have
on.
been a great gesture.
LeBron James played his whole career with being injured one time. He can have this cookie. I got a cookie
You shut your pie hole,
for
Fig.
LeBron James. You want this
You know what?
cookie?
You know what, Fig? Your opinion stinks.
Co-MVP at least because AD won them that helped him win that
That's a
championship.
good cookie.
Everybody helped win.
I think your opinion stinks, Fig.
Rondo should be the co-MVP as far as
Yeah,
I'm
you can make a point that he at least be the third co-MVP.
the third. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
The
Did
third.
they say co-MVP when Paxton was hitting shots
Listen,
with Jordan? No.
let's remember this. Let's
Did
remember
they say
this exact
co-MVP for
moment.
Pippen? Did they say
Let's
co-MVP
remember.
for Pippen?
Hold up, Stack. Let's remember this exact moment next year when AD don't sign with the Lakers and see how far they go and what they do with LeBron. Because if you go by shooting percentages and you do anything averaged out, your boy is 4 and 6 in championship. He don't win every time he go there.
But he's
So
a prisoner of the fact that he always goes. When Jordan didn't have a
He
supporting
don't
cast,
always
he
go.
wasn't going to the
Where
finals.
was he last year?
LeBron's going to the finals with a cast.
Where
of
was
nuts.
he last year, Stacks?
Come on, man. You can't discount the fact you're gonna say, oh, Jordan won all of them. Jordan had a full boat when he went. LeBron
The amount
to the finals.
of championships, the amount
See,
that LeBron has
that's
lost
what I be
is
talking
the
about.
same amount
That's
Jordan
exactly
has
what I
won.
be talking about.
6.
Jordan
But
kept
this is not a Michael Jordan conversation.
Hold
It's
on,
not.
hold on. Can I just say one thing?
dude played with James.
Hold on,
Can I
hold
say
on.
one thing?
Hold
Let
on,
me
hold on,
say
hold on.
one thing. Can I
Oh,
just
yeah,
answer
hold on.
that?
Big is the last word because we got to wrap up. It's time's
Here
up.
we go, Stack. Here we go.
We
Listen
need to have
this.
a show dedicated just to
Wait
this
a minute. Just
conversation.
listen. LeBron lost with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
Against
LeBron lost with Kevin Love.
those Mavericks,
And Kyrie Irving.
killed Jordan's squad. You had
He
like 3 of the
lost.
best 3-point shooters
Big,
of all
drop the
time.
mic.
He
Big, drop the mic.
lost.
All right,
With
so
a
them Mavericks
team.
destroyed
A
Kobe
Did-
full
Bryant too.
squad.
Did he
A
not
better
win with
team.
them?
Those
Did he not
Mavericks-
win with them?
Those
Okay, y'all.
Not
Mavericks
win with those same
destroyed
guys.
Kobe too. Them Mavericks destroyed the Lakers that year.
Hold on,
Nobody
hold on.
expected the Mavericks to get past Kobe.
Hold on.
Oh.
They made light work of Kobe.
Back. Don't make me put your mic on thing.
You know what? Put me on mute. Let me tell you something, Fig.
We got to roll up. We got to roll out. Go ahead, Rob. You get the last. You can say the last thing, and I'm gonna let you leave with that.
I'm done.
Special edition coming up. Special edition coming up.
Right.
That's okay.
That's
That's okay.
Tell everybody out
Fig
there how
just want a reason to eat snacks.
Y'all can find me. Y'all can find me in Orlando inside of the bubble, getting some of that beautiful catered cafeteria NBA All-Star cuisine because it's delicious out there. 5-star hotel in Disney World at It's Just Comedy on Twitter, y'all.
Fig, you gonna be down there with him getting some peas? Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I'm going down there because I heard they were serving mashed potatoes and corn.
Yeah,
That's
with
why
green
I'm going.
beans.
And the person that was serving the food was the lunch lady with the net on her head. So I'm going down there to get me some of that good food right there at the cafeteria. Lord,
Damn. Rodney Perry.
Hey, Coons, I'm almost done, man. I'll be right there. Hey, guys. About to go sit down with Coos, man. His flight is later. It's been a special season. Hey, don't chill out, you stupid. Anyway, I'm at Rodney Perry live on all social media. Holla at your boy.
That.
LBJ.
Y'all can find me watching 90s basketball highlights of slow white guys like John Paxson, who wouldn't even be in the NBA today, at Stackinova, Instagram, and Twitter.
That's hilarious. Tomorrow we're gonna finish this conversation, y'all. Make sure you watch the box seats. We gotta talk about Kansas City Chiefs tomorrow. We didn't even touch on that. We didn't touch on we didn't touch on a lot of things today. We're gonna have the conversation again tomorrow. We're gonna continue the conversation again tomorrow with LeBron versus.
I told y'all the Raiders was gonna beat them.
I told y'all too.
Yeah, we got to talk about that because I think the Kansas City Chiefs have been exposed. You're watching the box seats. I'm Frank Colbert. That's Talent. That's Fig. That's Rodney Perry. That's Stack. We'll be back tomorrow 1 to 2. We're on every day, 1 to 2, Monday through Friday. We're on the Humor Mill channel. Download the app or just ask your cable service provider. Until then, we'll see y'all tomorrow, 1 o'clock.
LBJ.